All right. So I'm rest in peace, Pixis. It's too bad he can't just become a Titan. That man is just a cool dude the whole time. I mean, a Titan shifter. But Falco went for Galliard. I mean, look, they've been hinting at the birds. They've been hinting at the fact, like, I don't remember if it was Magath or in the Marley, like, they had a meeting. It was last season or something like that, where they were having this meeting and they were saying, do they know if Titans can turn into more than just like, or no, I think they said something about a flying Titan, something like that. And we saw in I think it was this, is it the second season? I think it was the second or the third. The intro was showing a bunch of different animals. Oh, so we thought, me and Abby were joking, like, is it going to be whale Titans? But who knows? But for sure, there's been so much, they've been showing birds so often in this series, like all the time. And first of all, if I was going to be in this show and I would be born, I'd be born of a bird, because at least you get to fly away. You get to look down and say, yeah, these humans are crazy, and just fly away. Just go. I wish I was a bird now. I could just fly, have fun, do my thing, sometimes poop on people and cars, and then fly. Just keep going. I'm going to the south. I'm going to go to the sun. I'm with my group. They're good. I wish I was a bird. So yes, come on, Falco. I played what's the game? Do a barrel roll. Star Fox. Falco. There's a character named Falco. He's a bird. I mean, he's a falcon. So yeah, that was gonna be pretty obvious. If he's not a bird or he doesn't have wings, then I'll okay. I was wrong, but it would be silly if he's not. Like the lead, they've been leading up to this. So I'm happy that Reiner is still alive though. That's good. I wonder if Historia gave birth. He did not know what to do with the child. I just don't see how he instilled nationalism when his grandparents were instilling nationalism, like that the Marleyans were trying to get rid of that Eldian pride. He didn't forget you. So he's just gonna watch himself grow up. I'm interested though, because his dad was always gone. Let's see where he would go. Crazy that this power is so strong that he can do this, and Eren has no choice but to just wait it out. Aww. Man, that guy was just drinking all the time. Okay, so we're gonna see what really happened. Yeah, that's pretty quick, because he was just a baby at this point. Hmm? As people do, you get to change. You're allowed to change. But he still has you guys in there. He still has that picture of you guys. Look at that. He's saying, oh.
そこにいるのか。
Oh. Well, because this is a weird. If this is they've come into this timeline. He sees him. Talk to your father. It's just, most wars and things like that start from just like kids having a really terrible upbringing and having these like thoughts of their family members being what they think they are, and then they grow up and they're like, oh, that's just life. As children, we see things a lot differently, and then when you get older, our brains just, I don't know, we exaggerate things a bit more as children. And because it's not children's faults, it's like we see things when we're children, we see things in a very literal way. So things are much more traumatizing when they happen. But it's like clearly Grisha wasn't like a horrible man. He was just trying to figure out how to fix this. Oh, like my son Sora's age. So now you are learning a few things. Because he has free will. That's just true. No, Eren has his own thoughts and beliefs. Oh, was that where Mikasa... So, but it was Mikasa's influence, Armin's influence, that really were good for Eren to like humanize him. But Eren's got it figured out. He's been figured out since he was a baby. You need to save yourself. This is a trip down memory lane for you, Zeke. And to think we went through all this trouble to go down to this basement, and God, and then Erwin never even, I mean, jeez. Beautiful. So at this point, he knew where he was gonna go. The Founding Titans family. Because Eren's always been an independent thinker. He wants to know more. Very true words. Very, very true. Yeah, it's like it controls her. They can't help but be controlled. Oh, his daughter. Mikasa's his daughter. That's true. That is true. That's true. He's right. But that's But that's life. At some point, you gotta move forward.
死ぬのは我々エルディア人だけで済むのです。
かねてより進撃の巨人の継承者は何者にも従うことがなかった。すべては王の独善に抗うため。
But Eren, they're able to control this timeline though. That like when he could see. Yeah. So Eren then knows. Eren knew from the beginning. So he knew that this was like his purpose. Okay, so I think I know what happens. The Eren. Yeah, because I did see a clip of like Eren whispering to Grisha's ears. So Eren from the day one has been like for real kind of evil. I mean, everyone's talking about kill him, kill him, kill. Yep. Because if all timelines are connected and he knows the future. Grisha, in a way. Grisha, I'm not Grisha. Zeke kind of did it. Like Zeke is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Wow. So it was Eren all along. Jeez. Wow. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't the only way. Oh, wow. Oh my god. God. Ah. Jeez. That's really, it's a really tough thing. Because being a mom, being a parent who's actually like involved, who's really trying, you still will make mistakes. And as you get older and you realize, oh, I wish I didn't do it that way. I wish I didn't do it this way. And that's why I'm kind of crying, just because I can feel that regret. Because Zeke, Zeke is someone that he has the right mind, he has the right heart. He just was he felt so betrayed by his father that his whole life journey after that was to seek revenge and to be better than the person that he thought his dad was. And his dad was just human. And in a way, with the way that but trauma is real, and it really does affect people, and it changes the people, how we our perception. Our perception just changes on the world. I don't want to accept that Eren was just completely evil from like day one, but there is those rare occasions where people are born like evil. I like to believe that most people are not, and it's nurture versus nature. But anything is possible in this world, and also in the anime world. It's not a surprise that they could be able to kind of intertwine in memories with Grisha's memories in real time, because it was when Grisha was at the walls, and I believe he was the owl is what they called him, and Grisha ended up having to eat him, and then he took on the Attack Titan. And he was saying, the owl was saying on the walls, like, yeah, you have to do this for Armin and Mikasa. And this was before Grisha had Eren. And he was like, what? Who? And he's like, I don't know, but this is how this Attack Titan works. It's kind of like fate. So Eren, I guess this would make sense that Eren from day one knew exactly who he was and what he was going to do, even though he didn't know, because clearly he was extremely heartbroken by his mother being killed and all of that, and he was just an innocent kid, and he still had a chance. Like, I feel like everyone still has a chance, but sometimes it's like there's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, you believe something so much, and like Zeke did, and then you kind of do the one thing that you shouldn't have done, where you bring Eren into this place, and now Eren is able to kind of do things. It's interesting. It makes your brain kind of hurt when you really think too deep into that. But with how the Attack Titan works, this makes sense. So it just sucks that Zeke had to be this kid that was heartbroken and never was able to heal those wounds, to kind of think a little more clearly. And he was projecting his feelings and his fears and his trauma onto Eren, and Eren had none of that. Eren grew up actually well loved. His dad was always there. His mom was there. He had Mikasa. He had Armin. He lived in a mostly free society as well, whereas Zeke grew up in Marley rule. So he was, they have to wear the armbands. They have to be, there's a curfew. It's very much reminiscent of, living in the ghettos of like a Nazi Germany rule. They had no rights, and they were looked at as less than. And so there's a lot of trauma that Zeke has that he's not really realizing that Eren never had, which makes Eren a complete free agent. Completely. Eren is not controlled by anything except his own anger, his own whatever. And I don't know now what this will mean for the future. But there's got to be something important with Armin, with Mikasa, and I put John and Connie in there, but in their own ways they're important. And then Levi, because Levi is not dead. He can't be. He looked dead, but there's no way. There's just no way. I'm jumping into the next episode. That was really emotional. Like it's just like being, when you're a parent, you just see things differently. And my kids, they're 9 and 6. So, and then this year they're going to be 7 and 10. And you could, I see it because like even just, you know, I was a kid. You were kids. We were all kids. Our parents were kids. Everyone started off like innocent, pure. And then because of our parents, some of us have trauma in our families. And you grow up and you feel like, well, why are they so distant? Do they not love me? Why don't they accept me? Why blah, 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 blah. It's all real. Like our feelings, our traumas are real. But then as you get older and you have kids, so that's a key thing, I think. And then you see like your kids kind of fight against you in a way. And you're like, what I'm doing, but I know what you need. I know what's best for you. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm like my mom. And the reality is there is, you can't, I think Grisha said it to Carla. He's like, you can't control human curiosity. You can't change that with words. And it's tough because as parents, all we want to do is protect our kids because we see the reality of this world and that it can be dark. And especially if you come from a place of hardship, like I came from and my family, yeah, so this makes me really emotional. But all you really can do is your best and hope eventually at some point they grow up and, you know, maybe early on they'll accept you earlier, but maybe it might be down the line, years down the line, where they'll be like, oh, okay, that's what my mom meant, or oh, okay, that's what my grandpa meant, and, you know, some of us are lucky to have that, like, even I know that some people grew up with some really horrible, like real legit abuse, and like there's no excuse for it. But at the end of the day too, it's just like humans are humans, and growing up in that time frame where there's different types of traumas and different types of pressure, social pressures, it's going to create someone different. And then when you grow up and you get into this, you know, the younger generations, you're like, why don't you look at life like this? But it's because they're in a completely new, it's just a clean slate every time. Anyways, jumping into the next one. This is awesome.